Hello and welcome back to our channel, your trusted source for heartfelt stories and life updates from the world of family-centered reality stars. For years, fans of the Duggar family have whispered the same question: will Anna Duggar ever leave Josh? After countless scandals, betrayals, and heartbreaks, many believed she would remain tied to him forever, bound by her vows and her deep-rooted faith. But now, the unthinkable has happened. After more than a decade of marriage, Anna Duggar has finally filed for divorce from Josh Duggar, confirming what fans both feared and hoped for at the same time. The revelation has sent shockwaves across the Duggar fandom. Supporters are crying tears of heartbreak for what Anna has endured, but also tears of relief, knowing that she has at last found the strength to walk away. This is the story of how Anna reached her breaking point, the reactions within the Duggar empire, and what her future now looks like without Josh. A fairy tale beginning. Anna Keller's story began in a conservative Christian household, not unlike the Duggars. When she met Josh Duggar, the eldest son of Jim, Bob, and Michelle, she thought she had found the man of her dreams. Josh was charismatic, well-spoken, and already famous thanks to 19 Kids and Counting. To Anna, marriage to Josh wasn't just about romance, it was destiny. In 2008, at just 20 years old, she walked down the aisle and began her journey as a Duggar wife. Their early years looked picture-perfect. Anna and Josh smiled for the cameras as they welcomed one baby after another: Mackenzie, Michael, Marcus, Meredith, Mason, Mariella, and finally, little Madison. They seemed like the ideal young family, grounded in faith, growing in love, and basking in the glow of the spotlight. But beneath the smiles, secrets were simmering. The scandals that shattered trust. In 2015, the Duggar brand collapsed when explosive scandals about Josh's past were made public. First, allegations from his teenage years revealed disturbing behavior. Then came another bombshell. Josh had been unfaithful to Anna, with his name appearing in the notorious Ashley Madison data leak. The world gasped. How could the Duggar golden boy betray his wife so deeply? Anna's reaction stunned fans. Instead of leaving, she released a statement about forgiveness and grace, vowing to stand by her husband. She said at the time, "My faith tells me that forgiveness is always possible. I'm choosing to stay and to work on our marriage." But the deepest wound came years later, in 2021, when Josh was arrested and ultimately convicted on charges of possessing child sexual abuse material. For many, this was the final straw. But for Anna, the struggle continued. Anna's silent battle. Those closest to Anna describe her as a woman torn between loyalty and survival. She had 7 children depending on her, a family and church community that frowned upon divorce, and a heart that still clung to her vows. Throughout Josh's trial, Anna was seen walking into court, often holding her head high, but with a sadness in her eyes that fans couldn't ignore. She sat silently through the proceedings, even as the shocking details unfolded. An insider once revealed, "Anna is one of the strongest women you'll ever meet, but even the strongest person has limits. The weight she's been carrying is crushing." For months after Josh's conviction, Anna lived quietly, raising her children on her own. Rumors of separation swirled, but she never confirmed them, until now. The divorce confirmation. In an emotional statement that left fans reeling, Anna finally announced her decision. She is divorcing Josh Duggar. Her words were a mixture of pain and resolve. She said, "I have spent years believing that standing by my husband was the right thing to do, for my children, for my vows, for my faith. But I now see that the greatest act of love I can give my children is freedom from this cycle of hurt. My marriage is over." This decision comes with tears, but also with hope. "I pray for Josh, but I must move forward." The words hit like a tidal wave. Fans who had long begged Anna to find her voice wept as they read her message. For the first time in years, Anna's story wasn't about Josh's actions, it was about her courage. The Duggar family reacts. News of the divorce sent ripples through the Duggar family. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, the patriarch and matriarch, were reportedly devastated. Divorce goes against everything they've taught, and sources say Jim Bob tried desperately to convince Anna to reconsider. But Anna stood firm. Michelle, while heartbroken, is said to have quietly expressed support, recognizing Anna's pain. The Duggar siblings' responses varied. Jill Dollard, long estranged from the family, was one of the first to voice support. "I'm proud of you, Anna," she allegedly messaged privately. Jinger Wulolo also offered encouragement, telling Anna to walk in freedom and know you are loved. Other siblings, still loyal to Jim Bob's vision, are said to be conflicted, torn between their faith's teachings and empathy for Anna. The Keller family, Anna's parents, and siblings have welcomed her back with open arms. A source shared, "The Kellers told Anna she doesn't have to carry this burden alone. They're ready to help her rebuild." Fans respond with love. The internet's reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Social media platforms flooded with messages of support for Anna. "Anna, you are so brave. You've shown us what true strength looks like." "I cried reading her statement. She's endured more than anyone should have expected. I hope she finds peace." "She stood by him longer than anyone could have expected. Now it's her time to heal." Life after Josh. So what comes next for Anna Duggar? For now, her focus is entirely on her children. She is said to be living near her family with extra support to help raise her 7 little ones. Friends claim Anna is finally beginning to breathe again. She's rediscovering her independence, exploring new opportunities, and slowly stepping into a world where her life isn't defined by Josh's scandals. There are whispers that Anna may one day share her story in a book or documentary. Fans are eager to hear her truth, from her perspective, in her own words. If she chooses that path, it could redefine her legacy, transforming her from a symbol of silent suffering into one of resilience and courage. Why this divorce matters. Anna's decision doesn't just mark the end of her marriage, but it challenges the very foundation of Duggar teachings. For decades, the Duggar family has preached that divorce is never an option. Anna's brave choice sends a different message. Sometimes walking away is the most faithful act of all. Her story may inspire other women trapped in toxic or harmful relationships to find the courage to seek freedom. And it forces the Duggar family and their fans to grapple with difficult questions about loyalty, forgiveness, and survival. The dawn of a new chapter. For Anna Duggar, the journey ahead won't be easy. Raising 7 children as a single mother is no small task, but she is no longer living in the shadows of her husband's mistakes. Her story is now one of survival, resilience, and hope. Anna's divorce from Josh marks not just the end of a painful chapter, but the beginning of a new life. A life where she defines her own path, builds her own legacy, and shows her children that sometimes the bravest thing you can do is walk away. As fans rally behind her, one thing is clear. Anna Duggar is no longer just Josh's wife. She is Anna, strong, free, and ready to embrace her future.